Hi, and welcome to Module 1. I want to talk just a little bit about the first module. There's not a lot for me to say. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but I did want to make note of the fact that the first module has two parts. The first part of the module is basically what is the course like. So I want you to go in and I want you to review uh, the initial video that's on the assignment modules page above the Module 1 folder. I want you to go down and look at the logical scavenger hunt, logical final project, kind of glance through that, read through the syllabus, things like that. Half the questions on the exam will be over that. There will be some questions on it, the exam, that'll say like what module ends on, this date. And the point of that is for you, you can look those answers up. I have no problem with that. That is kind of the whole point of that is those, you can look those answers up, but you can look them up, but it is a timed exam, and so it is very short time. And the reason is I don't want you looking every answer up or looking everything up. You're supposed to have reviewed everything beforehand. So the first half is that. And so most of the things, as long as you've read through it, you should be able to answer fairly quickly. A few of them will need to look up. So you might actually, if you're going to print out a syllabus, print out anything, I would suggest go ahead and print out a copy if you're going to do that. If not, I'd maybe have it open in a separate tab, the syllabus. That way you can scan over to it. As far as the other part is basically, this is a logic course, and so logic is part of philosophy. And so I have a lesson on what is philosophy, what are the major branches, what is philosophy about, things like that. And so you want to go through that lesson, and then I'll have some questions about that. The exam is timed, so please prepare ahead of time. And that's about all there is to say about that. The other thing I want to make a note about is there is an extra credit assignment that you have. You have about half the semester to work on, but the extra credit is a letter to the editor assignment in which you're basically asked to demonstrate that you can make an argument. Basically, you're going to write something persuasive, write a letter to the editor, that's something that could be published in a newspaper, or magazine, something like that, about an issue. And it can be about a local issue. That's ideal, something you have a special knowledge of. I'm always interested. They've found, students can do some really interesting letters. I've had people write about issues with like sports injuries because they have a background in sports medicine and different things. And usually they're really good. If you write a good letter, I'll give you up to 20 points. And then if you actually decide to have it published, then I'll give you another 10 points. So you can get 30 points. And at the end of the semester, that 30 points may be a big deal. So I would suggest you take the opportunity to get those points. When you get done with a letter, you post it into a discussion board, and that way other people can see kind of what other people are doing. That's the benefit of that. But then I will also come in, I will edit it, and I will say, hey, change this, change that. You need to fix this. I'm only going to give this 10 points because, you really need to do it. But if you revise it, I'll give you the full 20. I always allow people to revise until I feel like I'm comfortable with saying, okay, that's worth 20 points. But the case is I will revise and edit it. That way when you send it, it should be able to be published a little bit easier. As far as where to send it to publish, I do have details about that, but the State Journal Register, if you have a local newspaper, if you want to send it to the LAMP, I also am the journalism program. I'm also a journalism professor, so I also oversee the student newspaper. I advise it, and so you can send it there. You can email it to me and say, hey, can you put this in? I'll do it, or you can email it directly to the LAMP, but those would be what I would suggest you do. Once it's in print, if I see it, if I don't see it, send me an email. I'll probably try to keep an eye on the opinion page of like the State Journal Register, and of course I'll know the LAMP because I kind of don't have a choice on that. But if you do it in another publication, I'm not picky. I mean, if you live in Jacksonville and you're writing about Jacksonville and you want to publish it in Jacksonville, that's fine. I don't have a problem. If you live in Taylorville, put in the Breeze Courier, that's fine. I don't care. So that's kind of the way that would go. And I think that's about it.